BLUF Gaming here with a video covering pops in the upcoming game Imperator Rome. Pops are a mechanic in Imperator Rome that represent specific population types in the game. Each city in the game should have at least one pop, but it is possible to have 0. Pops come in 4 types: slaves, tribesmen, freemen, and citizens. Slaves provide base tax income, and freemen provide manpower. Tribesmen provide a mix of both. Citizens, finally, provide research points and commerce value. Happier citizens produce more, and you want to keep their happiness above 50% or they will generate unrest. The number of pops you have grows slowly over time, and you can see in the city view which pop type will be generated next. Pops can also be lost during war. If you click on a pop type in the city menu, you see that each pop has a culture, religion, and happiness. Generally speaking, if your pops have the same culture and religion as your country, they will be happier. However, there are many other factors affecting happiness. You can spend oratory power to promote a slave or tribesman pop to a freeman, and you can again spend oratory power to promote a freeman to a citizen. You can also spend religious power to convert a pop to your religion, or oratory power to assimilate them to your culture. Finally, you can spend civic power to move a pop to another city. That's your bottom line up front for pops. Stick around if you'd like to learn a lot more about how to manage them. Thanks for sticking around. You can open your nation menu to get a summary of your nation's pops. Population growth is important in Imperator Rome, so you'll want to take opportunities to increase how many pops you have. Occasionally, you'll be given a random event that increases the pops in a city, but most of your pops will come from conquering new cities and population growth. There are many ways to increase your population growth. In your government menu, you can change your nation's laws to encourage population growth. From religion, you can increase population growth by selecting the Blessing of Ceres omen. Perhaps the easiest way to increase population growth is to build granaries in your cities. They only affect the city that they're built in, and they cost 100 gold, but they increase the population growth of all pop types, and they increase the happiness of your slaves. Trade is a good way to increase population growth, and any province with grain, fish, or livestock gets a boost in population growth. However, there's no bonus for food exports or capital surplus. Finally, back in the nation menu, we can change our national ideas to encourage population growth, but only once our nation has advanced pretty far in civics. Before that point, however, we can use several different national ideas to increase our pops' output or to cheer them up. Another way to cheer up our pops is by being popular. Managing ruler popularity is complex enough to warrant its own video, and there are other reasons for wanting to be popular than just keeping your population happy. Again, we can cheer up our population or increase their output by changing our laws. With population growth, we only had centralization laws to help us. However, for production and happiness, we have many options. There are, of course, inventions that increase both happiness and output. However, religious omens cannot help us in that regard. There are many ways to increase both happiness and pop output with trade goods, but it's probably easier and more entertaining for you to go through them all yourself when you have the game, rather than listen to me read through them all. Any aggressive expansion you have will lower the happiness of your pops, not of your culture, and tyranny will upset pops of your own culture, as well as lower their production output. Surely that's everything, right? Hell no, this is a paradox game, so the complexity doesn't end there. So far, we've been looking at how to affect our population growth, happiness, and output at either a city or national level, but we can also affect it at a provincial level. Each city is part of a province. You can think of a province in Imperator Rome similarly to duchies in CK2 or states in EU4. Each province has a policy that you can change by spending oratory power, and policies are a great way to augment or change your pops. The religious conversion and cultural assimilation policies generate unrest, but are an inexpensive way to convert pops in a province to your own religion or culture. The bleed them dry, social mobility, and local autonomy policies reduce pop output but grant you something in exchange. In the case of social mobility, you'll slowly have your pops converted so there is an even distribution between pop types other than tribesmen. Local autonomy cheers everyone up quite a bit. If you've been conquering the barbaric spans of Europe and find yourself having too many tribesmen, the civilization effort policy promotes your tribesmen to slaves or freemen over time. Finally, assuming I haven't left anything out, your leader, him or herself, can affect your pops. While I mentioned earlier that your ruler's popularity can affect your pops, so can your ruler's traits. A wise ruler increases national citizen output, and generous rulers have happier national citizens overall. There are other traits such as founder that affect pops, and greedy, which will increase pop growth for a province if its governor has it. However, I'm making this video from a review copy of the game rather than the final version, and more character traits are expected to be added before the final release. As I just said, it's entirely possible that I left something out. This is a paradox game after all. Either way, I hope this has been helpful for you, and if you're watching this before the game is released, that it keeps you excited for the upcoming game. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and comment to ask any questions or let me know what you think. Of course, you can dislike my videos as well, but if you dislike this video, I'll ask Paradox to make all of your Imperator games start with every neighbor allying against you. Thanks for watching BLUF Gaming, and I'll see you next time.